Today is Friday, September 20th, and I'm wondering about the matchup of two really desperate teams Sunday at AT&T Stadium.
In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run by the Bob's Steak and Chop House. Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
Boy, do we ever need a win squads face off Sunday at AT&T Stadium. If they lose, Baltimore starts the season 0-3. If they lose, Dallas would be 1-2, but with back-to-back home losses. These two teams are a bit desperate because each had similarly high hopes for this season. We know the frustration of the Cowboys in the postseason, but Baltimore shares it. First to their situation, and then to their history. There are 9 0-2 teams in the NFL so far this season. Of that group, it includes your usual limpers, the Giants, Carolina, and lately Denver. It also includes some really solid teams, like the Rams and Cincinnati, but none more solid than Baltimore. What history tells us is teams like Baltimore, who start the season 0-2, have only an 11% chance of making the playoffs. And Baltimore fans don't want to know what that percentage of making the playoffs is if they drop to 0-3. Star quarterback Lamar Jackson has been in the league 6 years. The Ravens have been in the playoffs 5 of those 6 years. They've been the number 1 seed in the AFC twice, in 2019 and again in 2023. Jackson has 2 MVP awards, including last year. But the Ravens, under Jackson, have never been to a Super Bowl. In those 5 playoff years, they've been eliminated by 5 different teams. The Chargers, Tennessee, Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Kansas City. And there's a common thread to those 5 losses. It's the offense. In those 5 defeats that ended their season, they have scored, in order, 17 points, then 17 again, then 3, then 10, and then 17 again. Ouch! You know, the Cowboys have somewhat the same problems with their offense in the postseason recently. But to sort of spike this offense, the Ravens went out and signed a runner. They needed a top runner. Is Derrick Henry at 30 years old still the kind of battering ram he's been for so many years in this league? Baltimore thought enough of him to offer him a 2-year contract. But Henry and Jackson may have a problem, a common problem, the offensive line. See, the Ravens lost 3 starters in the offseason. And on the other side of the ball, they suffered what may be an even bigger loss. No, not a player, though they did lose a wonderful linebacker, Patrick Queen. That huge loss they suffered on their defense, coordinator Mike McDonald, who left to become the Seattle head coach. Oh, there's still a lot of elite players on this Baltimore defense. Linebacker Roquan Smith, safety Kyle Hamilton, defensive lineman Justin Matabuke. McDonald's elite defense last year allowed just 16 points per game. That was the fewest by any team in the National Football League. But in the first 2 games this year, those defeats, Baltimore allowed 27 to Kansas City and 26 to the Raiders. Baltimore knows all of this. They know the hole they're in. They know they play Buffalo and Cincinnati in their next 2 games. They know they simply cannot lose this game on Sunday. And this one matches the numbers 1 and 2 finishers in the MVP voting last year, Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott. And it also matches 2 of the 4 winningest active NFL coaches. Number 3, Big Mac, Mike McCarthy, the head coach of the Cowboys. And number 4, John Harbaugh, the head coach of Baltimore. McCarthy won his Super Bowl 14 years ago. Harbaugh won his Super Bowl 11 years ago. Last week, New Orleans simply pounded Dallas with the running game. They ran 39 times. And as we talked about on Monday's podcast, they ran left over and over and over again. You can expect Henry and Jackson to run left over and over and over again on Sunday. Now, those are Dallas's defensive troubles. We've already detailed that Baltimore has some defensive troubles. In a game that the odds makers say is a virtual toss-up, the team that walks off the AT&T turf on Sunday, a loser, will know without question, even though it's early in the NFL season, they're in deep trouble. Next, when we come back, politics and sports cross paths again, and this time it's very ugly.
Crest is again proud to sponsor the McKinney Police Association Golf Tournament and Car Raffle, October 24th at TPC Craig Ranch in McKinney. Sign up and purchase a raffle ticket for the opportunity to win a brand new Crest Cadillac CT4. It's easy. You go to crestcares.com. You don't even have to live in McKinney to win. Grab yourself a raffle ticket, sign up at crestcares.com, perhaps win that new vehicle, and do support the McKinney Police Association.
Early this week, Wittenberg University, a Division III school, announced that it canceled tomorrow's football game against Hiram. In fact, they'd canceled all athletic events through Sunday. This religious-based school with 1,326 students. Also canceled all classes on campus. Everything would be online. No students, no faculties on campus. They did so because of what they termed ongoing security concerns. Basically, they couldn't protect their students or faculty. Wittenberg, you see, is in the town of Springfield, Ohio, a town of about 58,000 people, perhaps a quarter of which are legal Haitian immigrants. This is the town where former President Donald Trump and his vice presidential running mate, J.D. Vance, keep saying that Haitian immigrants have been killing and eating the pet cats and dogs of town people. That is a lie. News organizations, national, local, even foreign, liberal, conservative, they've been all over the town of Smithfield trying to find out if there's some truth in this story. They've found nothing. But the repeated lie has rained down fears on this town. By early this week, Wittenberg, well, the whole town of Springfield, had had 33 phoned-in threats of bombing or shooting to Wittenberg University, to churches, to businesses, to Clark State Junior College. They have 6,000 students, and they shut off all campus studying this week. Everything went remote because they were also concerned about security. In this town, the Haitian Times, that's a newspaper, has been reporting for 25 years on Haiti and Haiti immigrants to the United States. But Springfield, and they, by the way, have been getting their own series of phoned-in threats. But Springfield's been on the map of haters before this. In August, the neo-Nazis paraded down the city's main street, spewing hate and threats at the Haitians. That cat killed and eaten story actually did happen. It happened in Canton, Ohio. That's 172 miles from Springfield. And it did not involve a Haitian immigrant. But there are so many integrity-lacking websites and podcasters these days that they simply transferred this lie and this hate to the Haitian community there. Springfield has been shrinking for years, and the plants in the area couldn't get nearly enough workers to fill the jobs they had. So legal Haitian immigrants found a home and a community in Springfield, and they were happy to take those jobs. Were there problems in the city? Oh yes. The schools, the hospitals, all of a sudden, it was hard for them to serve a community that was suddenly growing again, as Springfield was. But meanwhile, the hate keeps getting repeated. And Ohio Governor Mike DeWine was so concerned about that city that this week he sent 36 state troopers to Springfield to try to keep peace, to try to run down the leads on those bombing and shooting threats. The Haitian immigrants in Springfield left their home country, which is a chaotic, awful mess these days. They left because of fear and violence and hatred that had gripped their country. They came to America to work and raise their families, only to find more fear and violence and hatred right here in the United States. I can't imagine any of you will be searching for tomorrow's Wittenberg-Hiram Division III football game score. But if you do, you won't find it. The game has been canceled because of hate.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle. And by Crest Cars. There's good, there's better, and then there's Crest. By Star Power, love where you live. And by Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. If you enjoyed what you heard, please hit follow, and a fresh new episode will be delivered to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you know someone who might enjoy our work, please share it with them. I'm Norm Hitzges, and I'm always just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.